So with the 27th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Georgia safety Malaki Starks. Team, keep it clean. We about to go over our draft pick shortly. Before we do, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on, and leave a like on the video. Special shout out to everybody that came through to the party last night. It was so much fun. I loved it. We had such a great time. Shout out to 410 Sports Talk, James and Glenn. They were amazing as usual. They always have been. Shout out to Dayton Wade. Dayton Wade showed up. He came through. He was super cool, super chill. Appreciated having his insight for everything with the draft and just the insight of an NFL player. It's always different when you hear from somebody who's actually there and currently there. So shout out to him for coming through last night. It was just super fun. Shout out to DK, shout out to Matt, shout out to just everybody, man, that made last night happen. It was great, man. But shout out to y'all. Special shout out to y'all, because y'all are the best. There's a lot of people that came through, got to meet a whole lot of people, and I appreciate y'all supporting. I appreciate just hearing from y'all, hearing y'all different stories, hearing just about you. Because y'all are special, man. Y'all really are. So thank you to everybody that came through. If you weren't there, thank you to everybody that was in the live stream. Thank you for being you, and I really seriously do appreciate you. It's about 12:30. I just woke up like 30 minutes ago. Had a little leftover Chick-fil-A sandwich, but we're here now. Anyway, getting to it. Malaki Starks. I love the pick. Now, y'all know I was expecting the Baltimore Ravens to draft Derek Harmon, but that didn't end up being possible because the Steelers, I think 6 picks before, at 21, I believe, they drafted Derek Harmon. So he went a lot earlier than I thought he was going to go, but Steelers were like, you know what? We got to free up TJ Watt a bit, so let's get him. And I was upset about that. And the Browns, they drafted Mason Graham, defensive lineman. The Bengals, they drafted Shamar Stewart, sort of not a project, but he wasn't very productive in college. But anyway, they drafted him, defensive lineman. So I know my guy Kevin Ostriker, he pointed out it seems like the AFC North, they drafted to try to stop Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. And I mean, yeah, that makes sense. That you got to start within the division, and then obviously you want to take care of everybody else too. But why wouldn't they? Lamar Jackson, the best player in the world. Derrick Henry, second best running back in the NFL. So why would they not? So it just makes sense. But anyway, Malaki Starks, what he brings to the Baltimore Ravens. Versatility. That's it. Versatility. That's the name of the game. The more you can do. He's somebody that, excuse me, you obviously can play safety. You can play both safety positions. He can come play nickel corner. You could blitz him. You can do so much things with Malaki Starks. I think at his combine he ran like a 4.5. So that's not labeled considered fast, but and maybe that might have made him drop a little bit. Who knows? But at the same time, that when you describe Malaki Starks, not saying that it's the same, not saying that he's the same, we're not even comparing them. But when you describe Malaki Starks and his versatility, everything that he can do, how you can move him around, it sounds like you could insert Kyle Hamilton's name into that same conversation because he has a lot of versatility. You can move him around. And is Kyle Hamilton the fastest in the world? No, he's not. But you fast up here. And now it's like, I can't say having two Kyle Hamiltons because, again, Malaki Starks, he ain't been in the NFL yet. But with his versatility, it's almost like having two Kyle Hamiltons. But in my opinion, Malaki Starks, he's not a big hitter like that, but he don't need to be. He ain't afraid to come up and tackle now. He ain't shying away from no tackle, but he's not a big hitter like that. But this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. I did see my guy Gamer God. He said that old quarterbacks now, while our secondary is like that, he said that quarterbacks in the pocket, they're gonna just be chilling, sitting there dancing, having a good old time, because we still ain't got no pass rush. Just hold up, man. Just let everything fall into place. We got some time. We still got 10 other picks, so we got some chances. But anyway, let's finish the draft, and then we had that conversation later. But with Malaki Starks, this move, it just made sense for a lot of different reasons. One, the secondary, just getting even better, getting even more versatile like we talked about. And this move makes sense both for on the field and off the field. On the field, again, more depth in the secondary. It gives you another safety, gives you another corner. It also frees up your guys to allow your defense to be disguised that much more, allow your defense to be that much more unpredictable. Because last year, you knew after everything, after the first 10 weeks, our safeties are Kyle Hamilton, or Darius Washington. And they were your drop back safeties. They would move around a little bit, but they were primarily your drop back safeties. But now you add a Malaki Starks to that. You could have him drop back. You could have Kyle Hamilton in the box. You could have Malaki Starks drop back. You could have Darius Washington at nickel corner. You could have Kyle Hamilton at nickel. You could have Malaki blitzing. You could have you could do so much things. And that's only talking about the safeties. We don't talk about the cornerbacks. You can move them around. This frees up your entire secondary a lot. And this allows them to do so much more with everybody. Now, you don't want to overthink it or anything like that. You don't want to overcomplicate it, but Ravens defense, they do a really good job with that stuff. And now with Malaki Starks, we also, too, I feel like we not necessarily temper expectations, but give him time. Because while it is great, he is walking into a great situation for him to where, you are a first-round draft pick, so you expected to be on that field a lot from jump. But he's in a much better situation, in my opinion, than Kyle Hamilton was when we drafted him. Because Kyle Hamilton, it's like Ravens, they absolutely needed a safety when we drafted Kyle Hamilton. And they threw him in there, and early on it was like, ooh, hold up there, buddy, what's going on here? But I think it was just really the defense overall. The defense overall, they were a little sloppy early on that year. I think that was Mike McDonald's first year, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was. So maybe that was more of Mike McDonald and them just learning the system, them getting adjusted and acclimated and everything. Because Kyle Hamilton, he was looking all over the place. But then, after a couple of weeks, he settled in, and he ain't never looked back since. So that it became a beautiful thing. So with Malaki Starks, he's even in an even better situation because these Ravens know this defense. This is going to be their second year in this defense, and he has so many amazing players around him. So that's going to make just his life, his job a lot easier, alleviate a lot of pressure off of him. Another thing too, we talked about how it makes sense on the field, but off the field too, the business side. Darius Washington, restricted free agent. Are you going to pay Kyle Hamilton, but are you going to pay two safeties right now? Most likely not. And that was the answer before the draft. We knew the Ravens most likely, they ain't paying two safeties. Even though Darius Washington, he's not going to command Kyle Hamilton money, he's still really nice, really good, and he's going to get his bread somewhere. But 9 times out of 10, and it sucks because it's the business, because we love Darius Washington, but 9 times out of 10, it's probably not going to come from the Baltimore Ravens. So this move for off the field, for the business side, this allows them to have their next safety of the future. And this pretty much seals the deal, in my opinion, for Darius Washington becoming a free agent next year. I mean, I feel like it was already pretty much set with Kyle Hamilton getting ready to get paid any day now, whether it's this year, next year, whenever. But this seals the deal for Darius Washington, and this just pretty much lets it be known, that's it. He's not going to be a Baltimore Raven for the long term. So if there were any doubts about that going into the draft, this should clear up those doubts and let it be known, it's not gonna happen. Now, if it was me, I would love to keep everybody, but again, the business side, it gets ugly. It's rough and it's tough, man. It's tough to deal with. We were talking about this with Dayton Wade last night because I was asking him what is with the business side of the NFL, what's one of the things that you really learned going from your rookie year to this year? And he said just being a professional. Because he said before with playing football is something that you do for fun, something that you just you do as a kid, it's a kid's game and whatnot. But then learning to be a professional, because now this is your livelihood, this is your career, and it's that's real. That is real. Because it ain't just a hobby no more. It ain't just something you do. This is your job. So you can be good and everything, but you also got to be a professional because it's real deal stuff right here. It's big business, big money, so yeah, got to handle that accordingly. But again, special shout out to Dayton Wade, but shout out to Malaki Starks, the newest Baltimore Raven. We love it.